Once upon a time, facelifts looked like this. You know, like you got caught in a wind tunnel, like... And that is because early facelifts basically were where they made an incision in the skin and then they pulled the skin back, cut off any excess, and then sewed you back up. Oh, but now, I mean, some of them are still pretty bad, but some of them are really, really good. So today we are going to be reacting to some extreme facelift before and afters. So buckle up tight, cause we about to get on this. Let's go. Now, as I just said in the beginning of this video, the thing with early facelifts is that they only address the skin. But as we learned in this video right here on Aging Lies, skin is not just skin. There are a number of structures that comprise of skin. There's facial fat, there's muscles, there's bone structure. All of those things come together and create the look of our beautiful faces. Now the thing is, as we age, all of those systems slowly start to deteriorate. And you know, a lot of times it begins at the age of 25. And it's just slowly, and then BAM! Sometimes it could be in your 60s, sometimes it could be in your 50s. Heck, sometimes it can be in your 40s where it's just like one day your face just changes. And you ain't even gotta take my word for it. Go in the comments of my video on Aging Lies and you will see a lot of people who are like, she ain't tell you one lie. She may tell you a joke, but she ain't gonna tell you a lie all up in them comments. Being over 40 can be extremely rewarding in terms of how much you gain emotionally and mentally. You know, on average, not everybody over 40 is like, you know, this shit is the bee's knees, but me at 43, this shit is the bee's knees, okay? I might think otherwise, you know, later on. But listen, I have people who are in their 50s and 60s who tell me like, girl, it just keeps getting better. However, you feeling good goes up while your body is slowly turning against your ass. Now we gonna get to these facelifts, but I need to get y'all in the right frame of mind to understand why it is that some people would choose to get plastic surgery on their face. And it's because, can you imagine how disjointed it feels to finally get to a place in your life where you're like very confident, you're probably making a lot more money, you're more sure in your choices, you never felt better, but then you look up one morning and seemingly overnight, your face went from here to down there. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I'm not judging when people get plastic surgery, because heck, I got a little, you know, did a little reduction, little myself, and I wouldn't be surprised if, well, you shouldn't be surprised if, you know, a couple years down the line, you know, I come on this channel like, y'all, I did it. Anyway, let's look at this first video.
So yeah, you know, my ritual in the morning became a routine of pushing my face up. I said, you know, instead of doing this every day, I should just get my face pushed up. So that's why I'm here today. Oh, I've been getting so many comments how beautiful I am, which I haven't received since like in my 30s or something.
You always have been, but let's take a look around real quick. So yeah, we did some fat transfer to the under eye. We cleaned up that jawline. We cleaned up the neck, the face. I mean, you look so darn good. Well, thank you for trusting me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yo, wow. So that's from a board certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Truesdale. I think his first name is Carl, Dr. Carl Truesdale, it sounds about right. But anyway, he's based in Beverly Hills. I've been following him for a couple of years and his work has recently started going viral. Well, when I say recently, I mean like, I'd say within the last year or so, because I feel like I've been following him for a while because I was like, oh, I need to find me some black plastic surgeons to, you know, be looking at their stuff. But that is amazing. That video has gone viral on Instagram, YouTube, probably TikTok as well. And I could see why. She looks a whole 30 years younger. And I'm not even like exaggerating. The only thing that would tip people off to her true age is her voice. And I always wonder, I'm like, when am I gonna get my old lady voice? Cause you know there's that old lady voice. Do I already have my old lady voice? I don't know. But you know, there's that old lady voice. It's, you know, very mature, you know, maybe your slang and, you know, terminology is a little outdated. That kind of, you know, lets people know like, oh, you from another time. But that's amazing work. If you gonna get the work done, get the work done. She still looks like herself. It looks very natural. And this is a deep plane facelift that he did, which we'll talk about in a second. But he also had hashtag deep neck lift, upper blepharoplasty. Blepharoplasty is a word. Oh, she was 1 month post-op from the after picture. She had a fat transfer, lower blepharoplasty. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, I didn't know if he just hashtagged those things so that it would come up or if he actually did it, but it actually says, here I performed a hashtag extended deep plane facelift, hashtag deep neck lift, hashtag upper blepharoplasty, hashtag fat, so on and so forth. All right, let's talk about what some of these things are. I'll explain what a deep plane facelift is in a second. We're gonna watch some more videos, but let me quickly explain what a blepharoplasty is. So it's basically eye surgery. So it could be anything where if you have hooded eyes and maybe they remove some of the excess skin so that you have less of a hooded eye. It could be where they remove, when they remove the bags, is that also a blepharoplasty? Let me look it up. Okay, so if you remove something from underneath the lower eyes, well, he did say lower blepharoplasty. So basically a blepharoplasty is an eye surgery. A lot of times it helps to improve the look of puffy eyelids. And in some cases in many cases it's probably cosmetic, but in some cases, some people have it as they age and the eyelids droop, that it actually impacts their vision and they have to get that removed so that, they can see. They can look what their eyes can see. Now let's move on to some more videos. So I'm gonna narrate what she's saying because there's copyrighted music on top of it. Basically, she's saying that she's 25 days post-op and she said that she feels good. She's trusting the process. Now, 25 days post-op, I feel like she already looks good. When it comes to surgery, the post-op it could bring you down, cause the puffiness, the swelling, the bruising, you might have some additional discoloration at first. It can be a lot. And for her I think she looked amazing 25 days post-op. And the way that he cause you see the before and after picture where, she's talking at her 25-day post-op appointment and what she looked like before, he did that. Now I do wonder because there's always that telltale overfolding of skin, that's usually around the ear area or a scar, almost always a telltale sign. But her hair is, she's wearing her hair down, so it makes it not as visible. I mean, she did a 6-month post-op follow-up, so let's look at that video too. Oh, and by the way, she's 62. She looked good before, but she looks fucking amazing after. So I was looking at her ear area because he did mention, well, I had to mute the video because again, it's copyright music on there. But essentially he was, remarking about how her scars were faded. To me, I didn't really see, and I'm trying to look at this again, but I feel like there might be a little something right here that you might see. But if you didn't know her, you might not even notice that. You know what I mean? Don't be going around looking at people's ears to, y'all chill. But I don't think that's that noticeable. She looks amazing. He said he did a deep plane facelift, a neck lift, a fat transfer, and a lip lift. So let's quickly talk about what some of these things are. I'm gonna give you the most rudimentary, basic as hell explanation because obviously I'm not a plastic surgeon. Obviously I'm not a doctor. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna give you the layman's term. Okay, let's go. Another thing that goes to as you get older, your eyesight, because I had perfect vision and then somewhere around 38, 39. All right, so a deep plane facelift is a cosmetic surgery that lifts and repositions the deep layers of the face to improve the appearance of sagging jowls and wrinkles. It's considered a more extensive procedure than other types of facelifts and can provide dramatic and long-lasting results. So basically, you've seen the diagrams with the different layers of skin. Well, this kind of shows you the different layers of skin if you kind of look really closely there. It's a little smaller, but if you've seen some of those diagrams where there's layers of the face, layers of the skin, And then again, like I mentioned before, your skin is not just skin. You've got muscles, you've got facial fat, you've got bone structure, and those are things that tend to kind of droop down with age. So what a deep plane facelift does is it goes into, you know, a little bit deeper into those layers and kind of just snatches things up. And you definitely want to make sure that you go to somebody who is great at this, like, you know, somebody like a Dr. Truesdale, because y'all saw the video from the beginning of this video. But then there's another type of facelift that you might hear called the SMAS facelift. And SMAS, S-M-A-S, stands for something that I'm gonna put on the screen. But basically, this is not as deep as a deep plane facelift. So the SMAS targets the superficial layers of tissue, or the superficial musculo-aponeurotic system, to reposition it and improve the appearance of the cheeks, mid-face, and jawline. This procedure is less invasive than a deep plane facelift, has a shorter recovery time, and can result in less swelling and bruising. However, the results may not be as long-lasting as a deep plane facelift. And you're gonna see some examples of where people got SMAS, but I feel like a lot of the ones that we're gonna see today are deep plane facelifts. So picking one over the other is gonna depend on a number of factors. I would say the biggest factor would be the type of results that you're looking for. If you're looking for something or you feel like you need a lot more, I don't know if it's so much that what you feel like you need. I think, you know, this is something that you have a talk with your plastic surgeon, your well-vetted plastic surgeon during a consultation, where they kind of, you know, are able to look at your skin and see, you know, what needs to be done to get you your desired effect. So, you know, that's kind of like a collaborative effort there. But let's look at some more of these videos here. I have some questions. She looks amazing, but to me, I feel like maybe it's the way that she has her makeup styled. Wait, okay, let me look at this better. Like, obviously through the makeup, I can see that the jawline is more sculpted. The jowls aren't as droopy as they were before. She does look a lot younger, but something about, okay, this, I don't know, I kind of felt like she looked a little younger at the top. I don't know, maybe the eye makeup is a little too dark. I don't know. And clearly I love makeup, which, anyway, we'll talk about that another time. The only thing I could think of that why they might have makeup on when they come for their post-op appointments is maybe there's some discoloration and bruising, and maybe they want to cover that up. Whoa, wait, hold up. Look at the difference in her neck. Like, even with the makeup on, you can see that, like, there's a huge difference. I don't know, I feel like it's too heavy and too dark. Like, you know I love a smoky waterline, but, you know, as we get a little older, sometimes we gotta switch that up. Like, one thing I've switched up is I don't use very, very matte foundation. I use something that's a little bit more like, you know, where my skin could look like skin. And then as I get older, I might have to give up my dark eyeliner and stuff. Okay, so she had a deep plane facelift, a neck lift, fat transfer to face, upper blepharoplasty, lower blepharoplasty, and a lip lift. So fat transfer is something where, you know, it's pretty much self-explanatory, where they take fat, they harvest fat from some other area of the body, and then they place it in areas that have lost fat. Now, as I mentioned before, as you get older, it's not just the skin, you have facial fat loss, you have the bone structure, the muscles, you know, that sort of thing. So what they do sometimes is to kind of help to fill the face, they will use fat. I'll link you to a video. I'll link you to some videos with some plastic surgeons to explain it, but there are downsides to both facial fat transfers as well as filler, and I think that to be on one side and not the other doesn't make sense, because you got to kind of look at the individual situation and the desired results and lifestyle and things of that nature before you make that kind of decision. Now let's move on to another video. Okay, so I put the headphones on, but this next one is actually a photo, which, you know, we'll have the pictures up here. This is amazing work. So this is Dr. Giacono, I want to say is how you pronounce his name. He's actually based here in New York. And let me read you the caption. I'm so happy for this beautiful 66-year-old patient of mine. Today I saw her 2 months, wow, this is 2 months after surgery? Wow. Today I saw her 2 months after surgery. I'm blown away by her natural youthful appearance and beauty. She had a prior SMAS with another plastic surgeon years ago, and was unhappy with her facial appearance. Ooh, okay, we'll talk about that in a second. The most common reason for me to perform a deep plane facelift revision of a SMAS facelift is that the neck drops again after surgery. The extended deep plane facelift procedure I have created creates a platysma muscle flap. I call a how do you say that? Platysma. Okay, I wasn't too far off. The extended deep plane facelift procedure I have created creates a platysma muscle flap I call a platysma hammock that creates neck lifts that last. She hated her dropping jawline, jowls, fallen cheeks, and tired eyes. Oh, wow. So if you take a look at the picture on the left where she has on the blue shirt, this is after having a previous facelift. I don't know how long after the previous facelift that was. So he performed a deep plane facelift, a neck lift, a platysmoplasty. Okay, oh, that's a neck lift. It's a cosmetic procedure that removes excess skin and fat from the neck to tighten the skin and define the jaw and neck. Wow. And I open her eyes with a temporal lift. The deep plane facelift I perform lifts the deep musculature and supports the skin so the face does not look tight, the cheeks and jowls. That's how he wrote it. I thought I missed a word or something, and I was like, wait, what? The icing on the cake for me is a lip lift that I perform to balance the middle third of her face, shortens the upper lip that lengthens with age, and creates a fuller upper lip. I love getting to know her. I'm grateful she trusted me with her face. So that looks great. Like, I would not be mad at that. And I even, oh man, like in the before, I feel like you can see like that telltale like fold of skin by the ear, and in her after, like to me it's like less apparent. And of course, you know, he went in with the neck lift and he did the deep plane facelift. So like we were just talking about the difference between the SMAS and the deep plane facelift and, you know, which one you should get. And I think that, you know, these are things that you want to keep in mind because she had the SMAS before, but you know, I don't know how long, it doesn't say how long it was after she had the SMAS that she noticed the drooping. But if you remember in the Aging Lies video, we did talk about the fact that facelifts last maybe, you know, from 7 to 10, maybe 15 years, depending on the type of facelift, which, you know, obviously makes sense because you're going to continue to age. Okay, this is again by Dr. Giacono. I hope that's how you pronounce his name. This is a huge difference. Wow. So the caption today, I saw this beautiful 63-year-old patient of mine 1 year after I performed her plastic surgery, and I think she looks amazing. She hated the appearance of her lower face and jawline, and especially her neck, and she wanted to restore a crisp, defined jawline. As we get older, even if we exercise, diet, and stay fit, our jawline makes us look out of shape. Now, keep that in mind to all the people that be talking about facial exercises and what, like, I be like, you can't spot train your abs. Like, we've heard this so long, like, thought you could, anyway. Additionally, her cheeks had also drooped, creating nasolabial folds. On the 3/4 profile, which is the next picture in the slide here, you can see heavy jowls. Yeah, see, I performed a deep plane facelift and platysmoplasty, neck lift, to tighten the platysmal bands in her neck. I was also excited about her results. She looks 20 years younger, but her jawline looks smooth, not tight, because the deep plane approach focuses on and re-supporting the deep tissues, not pulling on the skin, which distorts the corner of the mouth. On the profile view with her hair pulled back, you can see the incisions are blended away. You may notice I reduced the size of her earlobes with an earlobe to function. Is that what it's called? Is there a letter missing here or can I not see it? No, I can't read good. And lifted the lip with a lift as it drops and the upper lip elongates with age. Such a great lady. I'm blessed to have such wonderful people in my practice. I'm grateful she trusted me with her face. Like, can you imagine being a plastic surgeon and it's like, you gotta be on top of your game because people are literally trusting you with their faces and their bodies. That's a lot of pressure, so. So for a blepharoplasty, remember that's the eyelid surgery, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons estimates that the average cost of cosmetic eyelid surgery is $3,359 for upper blepharoplasty and $3,876 for lower blepharoplasty. However, the cost can be much higher. For example, one hospital in Boston charges $10,000 for blepharoplasty on both upper and lower eyelids, while a hospital in Salt Lake City charges up to $6,375 for the same procedure. Now, for a SMAS facelift, the procedure can cost anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000. Again, these are estimates. You know, things can change depending on who you go to, where you go, yada yada. A deep plane facelift, the average cost is approximately $20,000. Again, approximate, but in some locales can range up to $100,000. So for a neck lift, the average cost of a lower neck lift is $7,885, according to the latest statistics from the American Society of Plastic Surgeons. And for a fat transfer, the cost of a facial fat transfer can range from $2,500 to $10,000. Let me know in the comments what you would like us to talk about next on the channel. Is there something that's like trending on social media, certain procedures that you want to talk about, or maybe there's something that's going on with your skin right now that you're like, oh my God, please let's talk about this. Let me know in the comments. However, in the meantime, in the in-between time, check out this video right here where we talk about the lies that they are telling you about aging. Click on this video here and I'll see you there.